Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors in Winston, Chester. So glad you're with us today. Got a good show lined up. Well, I'm sorry, we got a great show lined up as always. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Sort of stormy pattern here. Got about a 60% chance of rain. High's going to be around 87, 88, low 74, 75. Water temperature, I got it right here at 86 degrees, so it sort of bounced back up a couple of degrees. So that's about normal for this time of year. Take a look at our river readings. Apalachicola Bluntstown at a 0.6. It dropped 1/10 yesterday. 0.6 this morning. The Choctaw Caryville at 2.7. Not much movement at all in our river system. Looking at this weekend, that's about what you can expect. Just some good fishing on the river, not a lot of it's not going to be going up, not going to be going down like I mentioned yesterday. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Today is September the 14th. We're looking at good tides. The high tide this morning at 9:09 and low tide at 6:16. Marine forecast becoming now northeast about 5 to 10. So those storms will sort of be popping up. They're like a little unsettled area right here throughout the inland and right here on the coastline. So be aware of that. All right, let's take our break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us. I want to say a belated happy birthday to Buddy Gandy, Gandy Seafood. They had a get together, a birthday party for Monday around from 11 to 2. And I went down there, little to know, they were having big fish fry. They had fried mullet, fried catfish, and shrimp, and all kind of folks came. That kind of food brings in all kind of folks down there in St. Andrew. The Gandy family, they're in my book here. They came here in the late 40s, and they've been in the seafood industry as far as the fish markets, and it's fascinating what they've done over the years. And they were trucking. They used to, when Buddy and Kenny came in, they just drove their own trucks, and they did all kind of neat things just to make ends meet. And then they stayed active in it and stayed very successful in seafood business. So congratulations to the Gandy family and happy birthday, Buddy. I got a couple of pictures here. This is interesting. This is you go fishing expecting to catch a redfish, and what happens? He said, hey, catching an alligator. Hey, Coach Chester, had a little topwater alligator action this morning in East Bay, and a friend said you might be interested in showing it on your show. The lure was carefully removed and the alligator released completely unharmed. Okay, that's a picture. I got a couple of pictures of it, okay? All right, here it is when he hooked him. All right, you can see, I don't know how big it is, but it's still spooky because they do have jaws. All right, now he's bringing it up to the boat right here, and you can see it's not a big one because that lure, it's a baby gator, but he still got sharp teeth. All right, and then here it is as he gets it up. And he got his GoPro camera there and a good shot. I emailed him back and asked him, I said, what, it's Bill Kelly. I asked him what the lure. He said it's a Rappler topwater lure. I'm not sure of the name, but it looks like a baby trout. I thought I'd caught a nice redfish at first, but surprise, surprise. Bill Kelly catching gators in East Bay. Good release too, got it released. Here's a great picture. This is Chris Rushing, caught this redfish, and here he gave the exact details. Let me read the details. Caught this redfish on an egret wedgetail mullet in the pearl chartreuse tail color. Rigged with 4/0 owner screw, 3/32 ounce weighted hook. But isn't that a great picture of a redfish? That was this past weekend. Good job, Chris, and thanks for sharing that with us. Okay, I got one or two more pictures. This is just an email. You don't have to show this one, Jeff, but basically what this email was the folks they caught fishing off the pier. They were catching too big of king mackerel or not big enough, illegal. They were catching illegal king mackerel, and the FWC got them. And anyway, the word is they charged them like $10,000. They fined them $10,000. So obviously they've been repeat offenders before. So we'll get more detail when Travis comes in. But that's a pretty heavy fine. You can buy a lot of seafood for $10,000. So we'll check out on that. Here's a good picture here. Bill Laminack display right here. Bill ties his own flies. Isn't that really pretty? He's always tying flies, and he goes to all the club meetings and all. Here's a picture of Scott Krause with his two daughters. The late Scott Krause we feature this week, and thank y'all for the kind words and all. And this weekend, of course, leading into the Jimmy Stevens youth challenge at Beacon Hill Park. Come help if you can. It's from 10 to 2 Eastern Time, 9 to 1 Central Time. Also on the same line, Saturday at the same time will be over at the airport. I don't know why I keep saying airport, over at the shooting range, because it's on the way to the airport. That's what I'm thinking of. And at the shooting range, there will be the Camo Dreams. Derek Fussell and got a lot of help from Guff Power and those folks, and all kind of neat things going on this weekend. Okay? All right. I also want to mention dove season. Ronnie Groom sent me an email. They got all kinds of stuff this weekend now. Of course, the duck season opening up, I believe, the 17th. Okay, and Ronnie said he's got steel shot down there. He wanted to be sure that everybody knows the steel shot's down there. He's got a lot of other stuff too. Here's the dates right here. Early duck season, September 17th through 21st, which is this weekend. But go help those kids out, then go hunt later. Wood duck and teal, and 22nd, 25th is teal only. But Ronnie also said he got some good decoys down there, the hip boots and waders, and you really need a good pair of waders if you're going to duck hunting off. And also got some good duck hunting guns. He'll buy and sell used guns there. All right, let's go ahead and take our break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Got a text here from Ricky Collins. Let me just read it. I got this yesterday. Mr. Winston, the show was awesome yesterday, but today you knocked it out of the park. Talking about yesterday's show when I talked about Scott. Such a great tribute to a great guy. I'm sure, I made sure his family are aware of these two shows. God bless you, and you have done something good for someone. The whole family loves it. Thanks again, Ricky Collins. I appreciate that. Appreciate the feedback a lot of you folks send me, okay? I'm checking through my messages. You got a lot of messages you send, and I really appreciate y'all doing that. Also, we're talking about that fly tying picture we just saw. Jeff brought up a good point. He could get rich because he don't have to use deer fly hair for the flies. He's got plenty of German Shepherd hair. He could tie his own flies. So you folks with dogs know exactly what I'm talking about. They're bad about shedding. So I also have a picture here. William Jones caught some nice bass the other day. So I'll show that later. But anyway, let's get ready for this video. On this video, this is a video that Gail and I took when we were down at the Cape during Hurricane Hermine, and I use that term loosely when hurricane because here's the thing about this situation. I want to show this to you. I know it's a little later, but it's still original footage that we took. And what happened, we get lulled to sleep so many times in nature and all, and you got to keep in mind, I know you heard us, we were on the good side of it. Well, we were on the good side of it, but even then, I'm going to show you some video where the water's washing across the road, and I'm at the jetties, and the wind is, now the waves are coming into the jetties, the wind's going against the waves, but still you see a lot of strong current and a lot of strong flow. And what's going to happen next time, people are going to think, and they had a big old front end loader sitting out there to move those rocks out of the road if they got knocked in the road. And why I bring this up, because this is St. Joe Bay is so vital to the Florida Panhandle to leave it intact like it is. And we've always been feared that it's going to wash in too. Well, when a storm does hit strong, when we get on the bad side, it's going to wash in. That little bulldozer front end loader is going to look like a Tonka toy when those waves hit it. It's going to be knocked completely out because all those rocks will be washed. It's going to wash into there. So that day, I'm afraid will come. I don't know if it'll be in my lifetime, but when a big strong Camille or Katrina kind of hurricane hits on the other side of us, it's going to wash through there. So anyway, look at this video. Just draw your own opinion. I knew that was going to happen in Stump Hole. What surprised me, we went down to Indian Pass at the campground and looking across to St. Vincent Island, and that was blowing in from Apalachicola Bay. It was just flowing out of there like a river, and it was really. There were two girls in a blue shirt. I don't know if it was Weather Channel or ABC News or whatever, but you could tell they weren't from around here. They got out, and a sheriff's deputy was with them. First thing they got about blown down when they got out, and the camera fell over. And I wish I'd have filmed them more doing what they. I don't think they got any video. They were trying to talk, and their hood was blowing in the face, and they got back in the car and left. But it was funny watching them. So anyway, this original footage that we took during Hurricane Hermine. So let's run this, Jeff. All right, folks, this is Thursday afternoon, about 3 o'clock. Hurricane Hermine is going to be making landfall sometime after midnight. I'm at Cape San Blas at the Stump Hole. and we're hours and hours away from the really rough stuff. But I'm gonna just take the camera out and just show you some of these places where it's just amazing. The stump hole is an amazing place during a storm. I've been attracted to it for 40-something years. I've been coming down to this during storms, and I just want to take the camera out and just show y'all what it looks like. All right, I'm up underneath the house. This is right here. Oh, look at here. I'm gonna walk out here. Now this is the highest eroding place in Florida. I'm gonna show you why. Look at here. All right, there goes the jetties down here. They've already washed away the beach here. This is the remnants of why it's called a stump hole. All these stumps are out here. Just eroding away. See the erosion? What's amazing now, the wind is blowing away from the land. The wind should be laying these waves down. We're at low tide. Ooh, I'm getting wet. Woo, that boy about fell in. St. Vincent Island. So people see where we are. So the barricade. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. You can see, you know, the wind was blowing against everything, but it's still strong. And nature is just something to be revered, respected, and really be aware of what's going on with it when these storms come up, especially even these small storms out in boats and all on lakes or out in the Gulf. Okay, let's take our fishing game time today. Looking at those times, we're looking at 10:49, 12:49, right there, a 2-hour block. And tonight, 11:16 to 1:16. I have seen the last couple of days of some pictures of some flounder that's been gigged the last couple of nights. So that's interesting. Got a full moon coming up now Friday night. Also, I checked on Brant Marshall's big buck we showed yesterday. That was he and a group of guys from here, the Petronas boys, and about 5 or 6 of those guys, Derek Hall and several of them, and they all got those deer in Wisconsin. That was some big deer. They got some really, really big deer. Okay, now, looking at this coyote, okay, check out the coyote. We're going about predators, and we talked about hunting some yesterday, but predators, and that's something you can hunt predators year round. I'll just show you some couple of pictures of coyotes, and these are cunning creatures. I know they try to glorify them and make them look real domesticated and all, but they're cunning, and they're predators, and it's something that they feast on little game like small deer, turkey eggs, and just all kind of things. So, and predator hunts. I'm trying to think of some tips and all to make us better predator hunters. I was trying to think, and I did some research on it, and did some of my experience in outdoors and all, and come up with these 8 or 9 tips to make you a better predator hunter if you want to get into it. And one of the first things. And it goes back with anything in outdoors. Always go in pairs. Always have, you know, or even 3 or 4. But never go out by yourself if you can help it. I know I'm bad about that myself. I love going to the woods by myself. But if you're going predator hunting, you're going to be more successful if you go in pairs. And basically, if y'all can sit back to back or, you know, close to each other so you have that 360 degrees, because what a predator does, a coyote's not going to come straight in at you. They're going to sort of go around and back and forth and all, and they zigzag back and forth. So be aware of that. Number 2, have a couple of different calls with you. When you call them, don't just have one call. And always sound like an animal that's wounded. That's what you want to do. Number 3, find a water source, because they're all going to stay around water. They move around a lot, and so they get thirsty and they drink a lot. So find a good water source where they're coming in and out of water, some stream or some little still water pond. Number 4, elevation. If possible, try to get some elevation. I know I love a ground blind now, but if possible, you're going to see a lot better if you have elevation, especially in an open area. Okay, that's a good tip there. Number 5, the wind. Check your wind direction. They're very sensitive in their nose and their smell. They can find out what's going on in front of them. So really want to look into the wind. And if it's variable winds, just try to wear some blocking off. Number 6. Get away from the vehicle. That goes without saying. Anytime you're hunting and all, you want to get away from your vehicle, but especially predator hunting, because they can, again, sense something that ain't quite right and they're not going to go in on it. Number 7, weather changes. This is interesting. It's so true in outdoors. Been outdoors. When a big front comes in, a big storm comes in, everybody's going to hunker down, including the predators. But then after that, they're going to go look for food source, and that's when the predators. The researchers say they're more active after storm fronts and all than any time during the 24-hour cycle. So be aware after the storm and all comes in, they're out there looking. Next one, the decoys. Try to get some good decoys and try to sound like a wounded animal or something that they're going to attract them in. And the last one, after you shoot, wait. Don't just run out there, because usually they're going to be traveling in packs, so you might get 2 or 3 more after you shoot. So these are just some good predator hunting tips. It's a lot of fun doing it, and it's not hard doing it. And the great thing about it, you can do it late in the afternoon or early in the morning, or anytime, 365 days a year, you can predator hunt. It gives you a chance to get sharp with your shooting and all for deer season and duck season and all. Okay, so give it a try, and you're really doing outdoors a favor, getting rid of all. We've got too many predators right now. All right, let's take our, let's just close it up, okay? We had a good show today. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good for your fellow man. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.